Hello, and welcome to Coping Mechanisms, a show where we talk about difficult things while making adorable drawings. It's like a blankie for adults. Um, my name is Kat Randall, and today I am joined by Amber.
Hello.
Hello, Amber. Um, yeah, my friend Amber, who I've known for years now,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my favorite people in the world.
Thank you so much.
And and we're gonna be talking about body image stuff today, because you know the holidays are over and we've all vegged out for.
Right. It's a good time to talk about it. I think it's definitely on my mind more this time of year than it is at other parts of the year. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
shared among a lot of people, especially because, January 1st, New Year's resolutions, lose weight, go on a diet, go to the gym.
Oh yeah, you got to make up for the fact that you like indulged yourself over the holidays,
Right.
because how dare you?
Got to work off all that pie.
All of that pie. Oh my gosh, I made good pumpkin pie.
Mm.
But yeah. And then you also get like to see your family and
Mm.
everything, and after time away from your family, there is generally a commentary about how you're looking as opposed to how you used to look.
Right.
At
Exactly.
least, yeah,
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
And
But
it's always it's funny to me when it's like, an aunt or a grandmother or your mom like comments on your weight but also like shoves a lot of food in your face at the same time, like eat more. It's like a very Italian thing, a very Jewish thing.
uh-huh.
So that's always interesting to me. It's really never happened to me in my lifetime though.
Oh,
I think because I like everybody in my family was overweight, so it wasn't like there were there was any expectation that we would be thin. It was sort of like that's how it was for us.
that's fair.
And I guess we were talking earlier about how I surround myself with people who just wouldn't do that. And when they do, it's so crazy to me. It's so foreign.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. It's like, what? Why do you care about this?
Right.
So just for starters, Amber asked me to draw her a donut,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and then we discussed a little bit more, and I am also drawing a mouse that is now gorging on a donut. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. A mouse gorging himself on a donut, and of course, this is like perfect for this conversation.
And because I have a mouse in my bathroom right now, which is a
You
whole
do
other
have a
thing.
mouse in your bathroom right now, and this is also paying homage to that little tiny mouse.
Yes,
That
indeed.
is, that is, yeah, taking up residence. Anyhow, so yeah, we were talking about body image, and we were talking about like, um, we were discussing like when is the first time that you noticed like, or that this became, I don't know, a thing for you, and that you became aware that people have like expectations of
Hmm.
what you were supposed to look like.
I remember it very distinctly. I probably think about it at least once a week. It's one of those memories, but
Oh man.
it started and it still has something to do with like spatial recognition, like how much space my body takes up, which
Huh.
which translates to like the size of pants I wear and like how they fit, and how much space my ass takes up on like a subway bench. Trying to make myself smaller than I am, all of that. And it really started with there was a summer when I was 7 or 8 years old, which I think was when I first had a weight problem, but I didn't understand it as that until my neighborhood. None of us were, we were all poor, so none of us had pools right in the summer. So we would try kind of make do with what we had. And my family had this like big bucket. I think we got it at Walmart, but it was like one of these big plastic buckets that like a child could fit their entire body in if they were like, a regular sized 7-year-old. But my entire body wouldn't fit in this bucket. And we would kind of like take turns going into the hose water in this bucket. And it was like our little like poverty water park.
Aw.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, we splashed
Yeah.
around, we had a great time, but I remember my body taking up so much space and like all of the water would spill over, and it became an embarrassment to me for the first time. And it was after that, the same group of friends in that neighborhood, I think at that time, like the standard weight for most children my age was like 75 pounds. And I had never weighed myself before. And for some reason, our play led us into the bathroom where the scale was. And I assumed that I was maybe a little bit heavier than they were, but not by much. And I got on the scale and it was like 108 pounds. And it was so humiliating to me because I was so unlike every other child. And I think to this day, like, I haven't weighed myself in the better part of the last 10 years. I've maybe weighed myself 3 times.
It's pretty much doctor's visits for me.
I actually look away. Like, I tell them, don't tell me how much I weigh.
That's good.
Like,
That's
I refuse to
really
see
good.
it. Well, I had a doctor, my most recent doctor's visit, I was sitting in the chair, and the nurse was, like, asking me about my medications and, like, all of the initial questions, and she had me go across the room to weigh myself, and it was one of those digital scales, and the number would, like, stay there for a few moments, and I sat down, and she asked me to read what it said, and I'm like, I'd rather not, can you? And, like, she immediately responded very sensitively to that, because I'm sure I'm not the first person, and if you're a nurse, like, or a medical assistant, like, you understand how triggering that could be to some people. So it was fine. It's always worked out pretty well, but yeah, that was my first memory, and it's honestly, it's been on my mind. Like, my body size is something I think about near constantly, unless I like try really hard to combat it, which in and of itself is very much like brain bandwidth killing, you know? Like, I only have so much room in my mind, and if a lot of it is dedicated to either like obsessing over my body size or telling myself that I don't have to because, you know, whatever body positive thing I'm thinking that day. But it's definitely always very present on my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, well, and we were also talking, I mean, full disclosure, so we were talking before about this question of, like, when was your first kind of time noticing it? And for me, it was more about noticing that people's expectations of me to be pretty, than it was about being thin necessarily. And I think that's probably because I was mostly I wasn't like a skinny child, but I was pretty average sized until I don't know, until later. I didn't really I was very active. I was very, like, you know, I played soccer for years and years. I danced for years and years. Now, like, dance will definitely teach you about your relative size compared to everybody else. And I never felt more fat than when I was in a bodysuit. But like a unitard that shows, like, every flaw. And it took a while to realize that everybody was dealing with the same thing. Like, everybody felt fat. And it wasn't just me. And, like, even the girls that I thought were, like, perfect and amazing were also, like, you know, feeling like they were giant cows in these suits, you know. But yeah, it was mostly about being pretty, and it wasn't until, I guess, high school when I started noticing, or I got more comments about weight than I had previously. But yeah, I mean, for me, I have more hang-ups about like exercise, and you were saying that you had more hang-ups about, like, your relationship with food.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is interesting, because there are two different sides to, like, how we're told that we're supposed to manage our weight, because it has to be managed, because if we fail to do that, then we are morally
Yeah, it says
Like,
something about us as people, not just about
yeah.
like our weight. It's more about our
Yeah.
value. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. For me, it was always about yeah, it was always about exercise. Um and this feeling that like that uh, people told me to exercise because that's how you lose weight. Whereas like for me, exercise is there are a lot of really good reasons to exercise.
Yeah.
But like, you know, feeling like you have to lose weight to fit this sort of standard expectation of weight is not a healthy reason.
Right.
In my um like and so like I have this negative kind of response um to what is all like ultimately a healthy thing that I should be doing for myself, but I shouldn't be doing it for myself because like I should be doing it for myself and not for
Right.
um people who think I should be thinner.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah. But you love exercise. Like you love going to the gym and like
That is so dependent on my mental health. Like I go
I
through
guess that's
phases,
true.
but like when I do enjoy it, I definitely do enjoy it, and because I don't do cardio, I just lift weights. That's been really important to me because it really taught me that you don't have to be smaller. You can just be stronger, and you can be
Yeah.
better than you were yesterday. It doesn't mean you have to be smaller than you were yesterday. It also taught me that, you know, I could be the exact same like amount of pounds as a person and look entirely different depending on how much I'm exercising. So it's really hugely helpful to me. It's something I'm unable to consistently stick with, and as a result of that, I find myself trying to figure out like new ways to do exercise so that it's the most like bang for my buck. So that if I go to the gym
Yeah.
for 20 minutes, it's going to be super valuable to me because that's all that I can muster that day, if anything at all. And also being out of the gym for a while, I get nervous about going back. It's almost as though I've never been there before. Like I don't know what I'm doing and I'm afraid of
Yeah.
looking like an idiot or something, even though I'm experienced. So exercise is I don't know, it hasn't been as tied to weight to me as food has.
Yeah.
And part of that is because I have a binge eating problem, and I know how it feels to just sort of compulsively eat food and for no real reason, no like reason. There's no way that I'm like satisfying myself with the amount of food that I'm eating. Like it's way too much. And how that has impacted my weight and how it's been up and down and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I mean I have a lot of friends who used food as you know, reward and punishment sort of systems for themselves based on like, you know, various like forms of mental health, but also like, you know, general societal kind of expectations of what you're supposed to do. And I mean, I think a lot of that, and again, this is from somebody who doesn't have that relationship with food so much, but I definitely have it with exercise. But it's like it's this negative feedback of like society says that I'm supposed to do this, and so I'm not going to do it. And
Yeah.
it's like, even though doing it is good for me, and I can recognize that, like, you know, intellectually, I can say, actually, I should probably go to the gym and get some exercise because it's good for me. Or like, you know, I have lots of friends that could say, like, probably shouldn't eat this right now because it's not going to make me feel good.
Right.
You know, like you can recognize that there is a reason for it that is legitimate, but because there are so many reasons, the loudest reasons are like illegitimate and things that you despise and that are hurting you, like there's like this negative response to that says like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the thing that you tell me that I'm supposed to do, you know. And it feels really juvenile, but at the same time it's like it's kind of essential.
Totally.
It's hard to yeah, like cut that out of your brain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been following a lot of like body positive, like Instagram people,
Uh-huh.
you know, like a lot of plus size models, just a lot of like regular everyday people who, you know, find their own ways to represent health. Like it doesn't have to look a certain way. And I find that to be very helpful. Like the infusion of all of that helps combat like the other stuff on the outside, like all the advertisements and billboards and magazines, whatever, that I've mostly gotten rid of from my life. Like it just helps kind of feed me in a positive way. But in this, just as you were describing, I find that sometimes, you know, I want to eat half of a pizza even though I'm totally not hungry at all and I haven't really moved much that day. And I sort of think to myself, I have like this protest voice that's like, well, fuck what everybody else says. Like I can do this. I don't have to look a certain way. Even though really like what's going to happen is I'll probably get acid reflux. Like I'm probably going to feel like shit and not sleep well.
Like it's not like there are personal, like selfish reasons that I shouldn't do this, but it's like, it's, yeah. Mm-hmm. But you also love donuts.
I fucking love donuts.
Like this mousey loves donuts.
I don't really have donuts out here though, because Boston like just doesn't really have any good ones. But as you know, most of the trip that I took in the spring revolved around locating the best donuts. And in fact, Santa Barbara had the best donuts.
Really?
I'm sorry, not Santa Barbara. Where do you live again?
I mean, Goleta, but
Goleta,
you know, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell, I think it's Spud Nuts.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I will tell them that you recommend them.
Yes, and I have a lot of influence in, you know, the donut reviewing community. I'm very important.
Yeah, it's very important. All right.
What color is this donut gonna be?
What color?
That's a stupid question. I'm sorry.
That's a really dumb question. I don't even know why you asked that. I don't know why. Let's be clear. I just wanted to let everybody know that after coming to visit me and going on the donut quest together, Amber requested that I make her a drawing of a donut. And I made her a drawing of a donut because you were going to get a tattoo, right?
I still am. I just don't know when. I'll procrastinate it for another year, but I will do it.
Money
for sure.
and
it's money, and it's also like, I don't know. It's a lot of it's inertia is more of what it is. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. But and I drew you like 7 donuts.
Yeah.
7 different types. Mm-hmm. But no, it had to be the
pink one,
the
with the rainbow
classic
sprinkles,
pink frosting with yeah. Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even know why you asked that question.
Oh, silly me.
But this mouth looks very, very contented.
Very happy with his
donut. Yeah. I mean, this is the life, right?
He looks like he could be in a pool float too, you know? Because they have those donut pool floats these days. Have you seen those? They're really cute.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That looks like donuts. Fun. That sounds like fun. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be in a pool donut.
I want to be in a pool donut eating donuts.
Yeah? Basically. Oh my gosh. Yes. Absolutely. All of that. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else that you, like, wanted in particular to talk about? Like, we were talking about it being, you know, the holiday season and everything. Mm-hmm. And that's like a huge time for everybody to deal with. I don't know, expectations of both eating everything and feeling guilty at the same time for eating as much as you eat. I'm like,
yeah. So I was actually thinking of something related to this. So when I was younger, it took me until I was probably 18 to like really eat in public, and by that I mean like I wouldn't eat in the cafeteria in high school. Like I wouldn't do it because I was afraid that as a chubby girl, if someone saw me eating, it would like bring more attention to my body, and I was always trying to do whatever I could to not draw attention to my body size. And I would do all sorts of things. Like I was really into makeup, so I would do like really interesting eyeshadow, or I would like, you know, dress in a way that really covered my whole body. I wouldn't wear short sleeves, that sort of thing. So it took a really long time for me to eat in public. And I don't have that problem anymore, except when I'm at holiday functions. like someone else's holiday function, like not my own. This didn't happen like when I was going to family functions, didn't happen there, but like, you know, I went to go visit my boyfriend's family, and there's all this food and it's all amazing, but I'm definitely not going to eat even like half of what I want to eat in terms of amount, right? Because there's something deeply embedded in me that says that that's shameful, that's wrong, even though it's not.
You don't want people to see how much you want to eat, right?
Correct.
Or, like,
yes.
how much you're enjoying eating. Because, like, yeah.
Because I think that enjoyment is something that's very secret for me. Like, whenever I binge eat, and I haven't done it in a while, so that's great, but whenever I do, it's a very private thing, to the point where, like, I won't even throw away the wrappers in, like, a communal trash can in my apartment. Like, I do it in secret, because I just don't want anyone to know. So shame is such a big part of it. And
yeah, absolutely.
I just wonder, like, will I ever... Like, is there an age at which women stop caring about this shit? Do you think?
No, I don't think... I mean, I don't think that there's an age at which, like... the society in general, I hate saying, like, the society, but, like, I don't know how else to describe it.
That's all you
like,
can say sometimes.
Social norms, like, dictate that it's no longer necessary for women to care. I don't think that that's a thing. But I do think that there's probably there's a point at which women kind of become more invisible. And, like, it was interesting because my mom was talking about this, and about, like, reaching this age where she just kind of feels invisible, and how, even as, like, offensive as that is, in a general sense, there's also kind of a lifting of the burden, like, that you feel like you have to placate everybody's expectations. So, like, I don't know. I think you could get to that point, but I don't think that there's ever a point where other people aren't going to care or have expectations of you.
Yeah, I guess I'm hoping that I just grow out of it, you know? Like, it's one of those things that I'll just let go, because it's fucking exhausting. It is. I mean, it's gotten a lot better. Maybe that's proof, is that it's gotten a lot better over time. Like, I'm 27, so I hear that when you're 30, you're a lot more comfortable with who you are. That's supposed to be a thing. You know, my brain's fully formed already because I'm no longer 25. I've crossed that bridge, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's... I'm trying to think. It's like a long process of unlearning a lot of things, at least for me, that I've been told are, like, you know, essential and important to, like, being, I don't know, essential parts of being a woman, like expectations of being a woman. There's, like, a lot of things that I have had to unlearn over the years, and I'm not even remotely done.
Right.
So, like, and I highly doubt that I ever will be, but wouldn't that be nice?
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. In the meantime, we can all aspire to be like our little mousy and gorge ourselves on donuts and not care.
Yeah.
Only do it for our own happiness.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Out in the open, you know, just happy, you know, going to the store and ordering it and not feeling weird about it. All of that. Yeah. We should be like this mouse. Everybody should be like this mouse.
Everybody should be like this mouse who is just happily eating this donut.
So do you think I should give the mouse in my bathroom a donut, and that's how I can catch it?
I think that's how you should catch your mouse in your bathroom. And we don't want to discuss what is going to happen after that fact, because it makes us all very sad.
Yeah, it does.
Because you live in a city and there's not really a good place to set the mouse free.
No, there really isn't.
Not really.
But we won't think about that.
We were not going to think about it. We're going to think about you giving this mouse a donut as a gift
Yes.
as a welcome home gift.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, you also named your mouse, and
yeah, Deadmau 5. I'll always call that guy Deadmau 5.
I approve.
Kind of like how Skrillex is Skillrex. There you go. Look at that.
Look at that.
It looks good.
He is beautiful.
Into it.
He is content and happy, and I'm happy that I got to talk to one of my best friends.
And I am happy that I got to talk to you, and also that now I have a beautiful picture. Another donut by Kat. You should really do this, like, professionally, just like donuts all the time. Donut tattoos, especially. We could start like a trend where everybody gets a donut tattoo.
I've been tagging the end of these videos with like short animation clips, and I'm just gonna put up the GIF I made, because I say GIF.
So do I. It's okay.
Of all the donuts that I drew for you.
Nice. That's so fitting. I love it.
Yes, it's perfect. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! All right. Have a good day. Thanks.
Bye.